Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, as you will see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today in a late night episode of Animal Crossing. Probably the latest you can get, just before midnight. I was actually kind of busy for most of this evening, to be perfectly honest, so, this time it wasn't just out of not pure exhaustion, that's too far, pure, procrastination, is that really the right word? I don't really know. So I don't know. Hold on. I need to see my YouTube studio. Do I have episodes upcoming? I still haven't responded to comments. I'm not going to be able to do this evening either. Not this evening. Tomorrow evening. I need to record a Happy Home Paradise episode. I didn't even think about that. Good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 11:59 on Thursday, October 26th, 2023. Basically, kind of latest that we could possibly get it. Just like right before the stroke of midnight. But yeah, I haven't really been up to all too much all that crazy, I suppose, this evening. Or this week. I'm pretty tired today, which probably bodes as a sign that I should not record a Happy in Paradise episode today, but I kind of need to, because like tomorrow I've got stuff to do as well. It's like, hold on, I need to think. What? Oh, who's calling for me? Who is it? Vivian, hello. You found something perfect. Oh, Fraudy. Okay. Leave it to me. I don't know if Fraudy's still... I think Peppy Villagers are still awake past midnight. I need to think about the fact that Tunic is ending, and I need to draw the next thumbnail art as well. It's actually... I think it's actually going to be genuinely quite a fun thumbnail art to draw. It's a very different style, shall we say, to things I've necessarily done before. And it's a very nice style, hopefully. I haven't recorded any episodes of the game yet, but it's okay. I don't have any time this weekend, probably, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know how... There's not enough time. It's not the payback, it's coming to bite me back again. Me being a bit lazy yesterday and procrastinating recording things, when really yesterday I should have recorded a Happy in Paradise episode, but that's right. That's just life. Sometimes, there's a give and take to things you have time to do. But yeah, what was I going to say? Try it on. I don't even know what she gave you. Sure, why not? It's, I'm not really sure that would be pop star material. But okay, you just give us literally what you're wearing. I forgot what I was going to say. I don't even know what to talk about right now. You know what I discovered today, which I didn't know about, is everyone knows the Great British Bake Off, probably. Or if in America it's actually called something different because Bake Off is like trademarked or something. It's called like the Great British Baking Show, I think. But everyone knows it as its true name, the Great British Bake Off. Well, that's not necessarily true. I think most people know it's. I shouldn't say most people. I think it's reasonably known by majority of the watchers. I don't know. I'm not sure how big a audience. At some point we need to give Fauna her diary back, but we just haven't had no opportunity because I've been playing at like 11 PM and she's rightfully gone to sleep. But apparently there's like a sewing equivalent. There's like one where they make like clothes and things instead. I had no idea that was a thing. That seems really cool. I feel like the sort of Bake Off format should very much be adapted to other different hobbies. Like, why not? Like, I don't know. Like, why don't you have a Great British, like... I was going to say sing-off, but maybe sing-off's not really the right word. Like, a music compositional sort of thing, where it's like, you have to compose music using X, Y, Z, or things like that. These gimmicks. Have I ever spoken about Bake Off before? Bake Off. I've never spoken about Bake Off. That's actually crazy. Well, what can I say? It's not something I've really watched for years. I used to watch it with like two of my friends. We used to like watch it. Oh god, everyone's gone, I guess, past midnight, which makes sense. Oh, apart from Katrina, apparently you're the only one here. But yeah, I used to watch it with my friends. I can't remember what number season was the one I watched, but it's the one with Kim Joy in. Who else is it? It was like Raoul and I can't remember her name. Ruby, if that's her name. I think there was someone called like Siobhan in it or something. I don't know if I'm just making it up. Kim Joy Bake Off. What season is this? What season? Ninth series of Bake Off. So that's what I want to watch. Bake Off 9th series. How many of these people do I recognise / remember? Bryony. That was the one who I thought whose name was Siobhan. Imelda sounds familiar as well. Kim Joy, Rahul, Ruby. I got like their own Wikipedia articles in some of them. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say about this. Yeah, but okay, if you've never watched Bake Off, I guess let me illuminate you about what Bake Off is. It's a British show, which is basically a big old baking competition, and it's quite classic, I think, British TV. It's quite iconic, so to say, British media, and people love it. You know, it's like, you know, I don't know. Britain's got a lot of these like panel shows which are insanely popular, but this one, I don't know if it counts as a panel show. I guess it kind of is a game show, but it feels misleading to call it that. It's a competition show, where it's basically baking things, and each episode is structured in the same way. Every episode has like an overarching theme. Like one of them I remember was like bread, one of them was like vegan food, another one was, I can't remember what other ones is, but they're normally focused around a certain food subcategory or type or certain thematic around it, and they're always split up into 3 different things. The first one being, I can't remember what the first one's called, just like the regular challenge, where you have it's a short, one of the shortest, I suppose, maybe not quite as short as the second round, but it's just like you sort of warm up, you know, you bake something nice. Is it the one where it's like you have like a certain like specification to fulfill? I can't remember. It's been ages since I watched Bake Off. Anyway, the second one is a technical challenge, and I'm just bringing up a Wikipedia article at the same time so I can talk about it. But yeah, the second one is the technical challenge, where basically they're given all the ingredients and they're given the steps, but they're given like steps with key parts missing. Like they don't tell you how long things need to cook for. They don't necessarily tell you the amount of ingredients you're meant to use or stuff like that, and you're meant to bake something basically just using like your raw intuition, I suppose, on how you properly bake things. And then the third one is a showstopper, where it's like, you know, you get a huge amount of time for it, and it's meant to be you're meant to dazzle the judge with some incredible baking prowess. It's meant to be over the top, like that sort of thing. And then yeah, you just like bake those 3 things, and someone gets named Star Baker, aka the best baker of that round, and someone gets eliminated or something like that. Sometimes no one gets eliminated, is what I recall as well. I think that happens if one of the contestants drops out, because I assume they have like a fixed amount of episodes it's meant to take up every single time. And it's judged by Paul Hollywood? Yeah, Paul Hollywood. Used to be also judged by Mary Berry, but now it's judged by Prue Leif, something like that. And the presenters, I don't know who the presenters. It used to be Mel, what's her surname? Gidroy, and Sue Perkins, and now it's Sandy Toksvig and Noel Fielding, I believe. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. Like Prue and Paul, they're the ones who judge it. They're like the experts, I suppose, who actually rank all the contestants and decide who start baker, who goes home, and then like presenters are just sort of there to, you know, make things digestible, is that right word for the audience? I'm not really sure like how I describe it, but basically fun to a certain degree, entertaining to watch. You know, they can afford to be silly. They're the ones who, you know, talk to the contestants, you know, get them to, you know, talk about things, etc., etc. It's a very entertaining show, I suppose, and it's not really one full of, well, I mean, it's probably one of, okay, it's not one of the more dramatic British shows. There's definitely a line now I think about it. There's a lot of like, there's like Big Brother. There's certainly a lot more dramatic than Bake Off, but it's one of those sort of like, it's dramatic in like in a very British way, where it's like not really all that dramatic. I know there are like controversies or things which have happened on the show, but the controversies are not big things. They're not like an absolute scandal or something, and they're more things like, someone like, the big one, but which I remember, is someone took someone's ice cream out the freezer or something, and then forgot to put it back, and then it kind of like, his ice cream got all melted, and then he like got really annoyed at it and just like chucked everything he made in the bin, which is just like, That's probably as wild as it gets in Bake Off. So you know, if you're watching Bake Off for some reality TV, I'm afraid to say you'll be sorely disappointed. It's just kind of like people having a good time mostly baking. You know, and you're seeing the highs and seeing the lows and seeing like what they can create. And I genuinely like it. If there's any competition show I watched, it'd be that. And the fact that it's the sewing version sort of just blew my mind. I was like, whoa, you know, that's another thing I like. And would love to get into. I mean, I guess baking is something I've done a reasonable amount of, so, you know, I guess it's kind of different to me sewing, I mean, like, sewing and stuff I've done, but not, like, a huge amount. It was all when I was younger, and it wasn't anything, like, super complicated. Whoa, this is bells, isn't it? If I knew this had bells in it, I would have picked out that rock, but alas, I didn't. Yeah, so it's just sort of like a fun show. I think it might be on Netflix as well. I'm not actually sure. No, it probably isn't. It's almost certainly on iPlayer. I don't know if all the seasons are. That probably is not something. But yeah, I don't know. It's just genuinely quite an enjoyable show. It's just one I've not watched in ages. You might be like, hey dear darling, you know, you talk about the fact that you've done like a decent amount of baking in your life. Would you ever go on that show? Some people have suggested that maybe I should go on the show. I'm pretty sure I'm not really on the level of the people on the show, nor do I have like a sort of zest or passion for it. I would consider it like if I ended up being on it, I would take it seriously. I would practice baking. I would do a lot more baking. I would like, you know, do things in advance. I would research, you know, make sure I knew how to make basic things, so I'd like do well with technical, but I don't really have a desire to like sign myself up for anything, and plus I'm definitely past my years of doing the most baking. You might be like, how well do you think you would have done on the show? I think I probably would have gotten like, I'm gonna guess like 3 rounds or something, then I probably would have got eliminated. I'm not like that amazing a baker. I've just like I've probably done more than the average person, but you got to remember that people on the show aren't the average baker. They're like above average, they're all like hobbyists at the bare minimum, I would say. They're not professionals. The general idea, I suppose, a bake-off is meant to give is not meant to give like, oh, this is the next professional necessarily. It's meant to give that sort of like classic home baker feel, where it's like, oh, these people like have baking as a hobby, they've done a lot of baking, they're here to bring their best and, you know, push themselves to the limit, etc, etc. And to be fair, I think most of the winners have gone on to become quite successful in the baking industry. I'm not sure about all of them necessarily, but, you know, most people know Nadia, right? And she won back in season, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so it is something I've watched, and it is pretty enjoyable. And I genuinely would recommend it, at least giving like a few episodes, maybe like, I mean, if you watch a first episode, I feel like you kind of get the gist of it pretty quickly. Maybe if you're trying it, you just hop in at like episode 5 or 6 or something, and just be like, hey, is this your sort of jam? Is it not your jam? That's totally fine, you know. And I think it's just quite like a nice, enjoyable time. It's like a rather inoffensive show, shall I say? There's like what is there to be upset with? There's no like high drama, high stakes or anything. Everyone's just sort of baking, and you know, you get to. It's quite a wholesome show, perhaps is the best way to put it. I would be curious to try. Well, I don't know. Would I be curious to try? Because the thing is, my perfectionist side, right, is very much like, oh, you know, if I'm going to try it, I need to go all out. I need to like properly research. I need to make sure I know exactly how to make things, you know, time things, practice over and over, that sort of thing. And then like with technical challenges, maybe I would just find it embarrassing, being like, oh, you know, how do I make a meringue? I don't super know how to make meringue. It's whipping egg whites, and I seem to stiff peaks, but I don't. Do you bake it afterwards? Actually, I generally haven't. I think so, right? You pipe it out when you bake it. You probably put sugar in the egg whites as well. That sounds right to me. I don't even think I've made a meringue before, but that sounds vaguely familiar enough to be like, that feels like how you are meant to make a meringue. But yeah, generally it's like, I don't know. Would I be willing to give it a shot? Yeah, I probably would. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you must have to audition to get on Bake Off. Like, oh, I didn't need to pick that up. You must have to audition to get on Bake Off to actually get on the show in the first place, because they're probably finding that they're not going to want to bring on someone who has no idea how to bake, but they also probably want people with charming personalities or stories to a certain degree. At the end of the day, is television, and ratings matter. Well, ratings matter in the sense of the series, I suppose, longevity, continuing. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I would be willing to give it a shot. No promises necessarily how well I would do. Maybe someday I can get on the charity version of Bake Off. They've done that a lot now, So eventually they're going to start spreading out to smaller and smaller celebrities. Maybe they'll be like, oh, we've done every single person who's even possibly a celebrity in the UK, and we're going to have to turn to people who have less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I'd be like, don't worry, I'm here. I'll give it a shot. I don't know. I'm trying to think how well I think I would do Bake Off. I think I would probably do worse than most people think I would do. Because, I don't know. Certainly I am known more as the baker in my circle of friends, but it's not like, again, it's not like I'm particularly amazing. I don't know, maybe I'm understanding myself or something, but to me at least, I feel like to be on Bake Off, you need a certain degree of like baking creativity. You got to have a certain style. You got to have this sort of intuition about it. But my baking style is literally just give me recipe, I will just execute recipe. Pretty well, mind you. Technically, I feel like I've got a decent execution of things. But it's not like I'm doing anything particularly fancy or skillful. Well, at least it doesn't feel skillful to me. I'm just literally like executing instruction. It's like put this here, put this here, beat that up, fold it in, and I'm just like, okay, executed, done. And then it tastes pretty good at the end, and I'm like, nice, I did it. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Bake Off, it's a fun show. Maybe I should start watching it again. I just don't really watch things in general, which makes it a little bit difficult. 14 series, that's quite a lot. A signature challenge, that's it. To show off their tried and tested recipes for bakes that they might make for friends and family. Yeah, so it's a sort of like a very general sort of thing, nothing too fancy. It's meant to be something which is like #relatable. A technical challenge requires enough technical knowledge and experience to produce a certain finished product when giving only limited or even minimal instructions. The bakers are all given the same recipe and are not told beforehand what the challenge will be. The finished products are judged blind and ranked from worst to best. They place their bakes behind the person's photo. Yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't think you need all that detail on the Wikipedia article, but fair enough. And when Showstopper Challenger's challenge is for bakers to show off their skills and talent, the judges favour a bake that has professional appearance but is also outstanding in flavour. I can look at all the winners. How many of these winners do I know? First season? Don't know. Second, this one. Season 6, Nadia. I know her. I certainly know the one from season 9. And 3 runner-ups on these ones. Which one had the most views? 7. I feel like I've seen this runner-up before. I don't know who his winner is. Hold on. I'm not going to spoil it for you in case you want to actually watch it, but... Bake Off. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Okay. But that one had the most views. I mean, but it's still going pretty strong, like 10 million-esque. 9 million, 10 million-esque sort of viewers. It's doing pretty well, to be honest. I feel like I watched 2 series. Did I watch this one as well? I don't remember any of these people, though. I definitely watched season 9. Maybe we started watching season 10. We never finished it. I don't know. Presenters and judges. Oh, Sandy's not doing it. It's Matt Lucas now. Then Alison Hammond. I don't even know who Alison Hammond is. Noel Fielding's still going. Do I know who you are? I don't think I know who you are. Fair enough, eh? Yeah, I don't know. It's a fun show. Incomplete bakes and other instants. Wow, there's actually a whole thing of like errors. Presenters mounted to accidentally interfered with several breaks. Sue leaned on Howard Middleton's English muffins. Broke Nadia's biscuit lid in the Showstopper challenge. Uh-oh. Actually dropped his he dropped it. That's a single tiered cake. Severe cut on food processor. Someone who left her bake to help as a result, Janet's balance. No one was eliminated that week. Oh. Accidentally used someone else's custard as their own. This is taken into account by the judges who judge the trifles and custards individually. Ah, this is the one, the Baked Alaska challenge. Someone removed her ice cream from a freezer to make room, and then he discovered his melted ice cream and found it, or threw it in the bin in frustration and left the tent. Which I will say is, you know, judging by how previous series goes, I'm pretty sure if he just presented it, he would have like still been fine. It would have been taken into account. It's, I guess it's kind of iconic, but it's also like, you know, definitely something not to do in the heat of a moment. Rahul empty storage jars burst on the heat with a 10. I remember watching this. He had like a really complicated cake or something, and he had all his ingredients out in like these glass jars, and it was incredibly hot that season, and just like the jar exploded, and he was like, okay, I need to like start again because I don't want you to eat glass. I don't remember. Ooh. Tasha Stones had to abandon a technical challenge halfway through. Did I see this on the news? I don't know, I don't think so. That's the most recent season though. I find it very funny. There's like a incomplete bakes in other instances, and there's only like 8 of them. It's not even one even each season. Favoritism, controversies. Wow, there is. Favoritism towards Ruby. That was... No, hold on. 4th series. To Rahul. Baked letter Bingate. Here we go. Use of innuendo. Clones? Oh, I see. The Great British Sewing Bee. The Great Pottery Throwdown. Oh, that's BBC commissioned. Love Productions. Oh. What is going on? What the heck is hair? Hairstyling one. I guess that makes sense. Nationally themed week. I don't know what's going on. Why am I here reading controversies on Bake Off? Sorry. This episode's been like 2 minutes done already. But anyway, if you haven't been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.